Okay, let's look at this chart again. This one we analyzed in the first week of the trading grounds. This is the US dollar Swiss franc in the daily time frame. And we were looking at all this uptrend. Okay, this was the first buyer's example we seen. And we were analyzing this big downtrend. Okay, you can see here on the right side where my crosshair is. And then we start trying to go above. And at this point, we went above. Okay, clearly. Now, try to see what we learned in the previous lesson. Try to see from here, from the right side. We started analyzing from this spot here. Okay. Try to see where the breaches are. Okay. Remember that we are looking at the miniature breaches. When you are looking at the daily time frame, it changed here. When we are looking at the trading time frame, we are looking at miniature breaches, okay? And those miniature breaches will be the overall territories from your trading time frame. So just try to pause the video and try to remember what we've seen in the first week. And if you want, you can go to the first week to see and try to gauge this from the daily time frame. Try to see the areas, and then we will discuss it further. Okay, so the first one that we analyzed was this one. Okay, we had this breach and we had all that conversation. Oh, if it's in the top of that week, you can see it where it is in the daily. Let me just pull it a little bigger. Okay, you remember where it is. And we had that conversation in the body or the top of the candle. And you can see from the daily perspective is neither. Okay, you can see from the daily perspective that we went from here, we just breached above. Okay, and in the 4-hour time frame we have this, and this is only a week in the daily. Okay, so this is really important to have these two perspectives. Okay, you need to look, and you will look mostly at your trading time frame, but it's good to have this flexibility to know that, okay, like our big boy is looking at something else. So we need to be flexible. It's not the body of the candle, it's not the top of the week, because we don't really know from our trading time frame what the big boy is looking at. So we need to be flexible and not be, oh no, this needs to be exactly there, so the market will need to react at that point. Okay, it's not all the time, it's not always like that. And you can see even here we have some clues that something is happening in this area also. Okay, so try to be flexible. That's really important. Then we can see from the daily, we went all the way up here and we breached, but it faked. Okay, and let's see where is that fake. Remember what we said about this area? Look at here in the daily, what is happening. Okay, interesting, right? In the daily, you see that same faker, it's one candle up and one candle down. So this is not a real breach, okay? Because you need a couple of candles here, 2-3 candles here to confirm, okay, this is a breach to the upside. This is not a breach at this point because it just turned around and started to pull back here, okay? Now, this here is a proper pullback, okay? Because in the daily time frame, you can't really gauge the momentum at all, okay? You see the momentum, but it's a big one. But from this area, you can't gauge the momentum. You can only gauge the momentum on your trading time frame. And here, you can gauge the momentum to try to enter this for a buy, right? But here, you can't. Okay, this is really important. If you can gauge the momentum here in the daily, then you are looking to another big boy. It's the big boy above the daily. But if you are looking at the daily as your big boy, the trading time frame needs to have this gauging momentum area for you to get into the trade. Okay? If you can't gauge the momentum, it means that the trade is probably from the time frame below. Okay? This is really important to see this. Okay, so we went above at this area And remember that we are saying that it was holding. Now look at what happens in this hold here. Okay, it's this area here. What happens there? 2 candles, it touches again the breach line and it blasts. Okay, this is really important. This is what looks like in the big boy time frame. So at this point we breached above, we hold, and we breached above again. Okay, so the guy started this there, and we went above again at this area. This one is pretty straightforward. Nothing really special there. And remember that we analyzed these areas if this was the big boy or if this was the big boy. So what do you think now? If you had doubts at that time, what do you think now? This is visible in the daily, right? This is visible. Our big boy is looking at this. So if he's looking at this, it means that the guy who started needs to be this one, because this one blasted up, not this one. This one couldn't. Okay? So you can see the clues that show up on the big boy as well. Now, then we analyzed all these breaches here that we said that they were breaches on the 4-hour time frame, but they were not overall breaches. Okay? You don't see anything there. You don't see anything there. Remember that we seen this one. This was quite confusing. Like, you can see that it's grinding up. You see that little green candle, even though it stops here for so much time, in here it's still a green candle. Okay? Then we breached here again from the 240, but from the daily there's nothing there. No overall breach. And then finally we have our overall breach here. But we can say, is this tradable? No. From this time frame, it's not. Even though it breached above because it stopped here for a couple of candles, this is not really tradable. This pullback is too shallow and too fast. But it is a breach the same. Okay? And then we breached above again in this area. You can see it there. We breached. The guy who started is here. Okay? In these lows. You can see it there. And then when we get to this point, we start seeing some pressure from the seller. Okay? And from the daily, you can see all this momentum coming back and all of this struggle to go higher. Okay? And then you have all of this fight here. Goes below, goes above, goes below, goes above. Look at what happens in the daily. All these weeks here. Okay? A lot of pressure from the buyer, but also a lot of pressure from the seller. Okay, and then it eventually challenges the guy, goes all the way up there. Okay, this green candle with a big wick on top, and then it finally breaks below. When it breaks below, we can't confirm immediately at this area. Remember, we said this? We can't confirm immediately at this area because it's turning back so quick, but when it goes down again, okay, it's game on. It finally broke below. So I hope you like this example. These two first examples are really good to see what we analyzed in the first week, and we are analyzing again in this week to see what is the look from the big boy time frame. Okay, it's really important to see this. I hope you like this video. Cheers.